I graduated from Harvard Divinity School back in the early 70s. I teach there now as a counselor to Unitarian Universalist students. But if there's one thing I know about the Starr King School for the Ministry, it's that no theological institution has contributed as many important, transforming, successful religious leaders to our movement as this school has. The last 20 years have been an extraordinary time with an extraordinary leader. I'm extremely proud to have been part of the board that chose Rebecca. I remember vividly that we said that we wanted someone who would, him or herself, be an example of ministry. We wanted someone who would be a creative builder of a learning community of depth and of significance. We wanted someone who would be a scholar who would earn the respect, not only in the Graduate Theological Union, but more broadly. We wanted someone who could help Unitarian Universalism find its place in the larger religious world. Boy, did we score. On all of those counts and more, Rebecca has made an unusual contribution to American theological education. She is not only the Dean of Presidents of all the theological schools in America, I also served on the Accreditation Commission for the Association of Theological Schools, a body which looks into the affairs of every theological school in the United States and Canada. Starr King is a small institution, but there is every reason to believe that it is the most creative theological institution in North America. Not only for its scale, but in many other respects, because there is no other school that is doing the kind of intense formation of people for religious leadership, doing the kinds of things that both students testified to, of bringing students across racial, cultural, ethnic lines, faith lines, in order to become the effective religious leaders that they are called to be, whatever their tradition may be, in a world that is going to be increasingly multi-faith and multicultural. It's an innovative school because the very educational method, which I've been privileged to take part in on the faculty, and to work now with Rebecca as a co-author and a co-teacher a couple of weeks ago with 60 more Unitarian Universalist ministers as our students in a continuing education conference on excellence in ministry. This is an educator who really walks the walk when it comes to building a dialogical relationship with every other person that they work with. I just can't say enough good things about my great good friend. Oh, and by the way, here's one thing we didn't know we were going to get. A small school needs a savvy institutional leader to work with limited resources, right? All of this creativity has been brought about with thinner resources than the school deserves. And Rebecca, I served as treasurer of the board. Rebecca has been uncannily accurate in her assessment of how to apply those limited resources in the most creative way. For those of us who seek to be good stewards of the future of liberal religion and its efficacy in the world, I want to celebrate her not only as my friend, as a model of ministry, as a creative educator, but as one of the savviest institutional leaders that I've ever been privileged to work with. Rebecca Parker. I want to call on Rick Tilley, who was the chairman